Now, a great session, a great presentation by Prashant Nair, operational strategies and best practices to win STEM competitions and hackathons. I'll call Prashant Nair on stage. Welcome, Prashant. It's a,
Thank you,
uh,
STEM Matters.
okay. It's an honor to have you here. I also wanna um, tell everybody that Prasan is also a member of the Pre-University Education Coordination Committee of IEEE. So it's an honor for us to have him here. Prasan, the floor is yours.
Thank you, STEM Matters. So I will present the slide to share the screen. I hope my screen is visible. Can you please confirm if my screen is visible? Yeah, I think so. It is visible. So thank you. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all the folks who are attending the IEEE STEM Summit 2025. This is a very exciting event and probably one of the most sought after events in the STEM calendar worldwide. And we are so proud that we have crossed 2,700 plus registrations. Hats off the entire IEEE Tri-Engineering team, the staff, and the PECC committee, the Pre-University Education Coordinating Committee. So my presentation is basically a playbook. I'm going to give you a playbook on my experience in mentoring and guiding uh, a lot of students for hackathons and STEM challenges. So it's basically leverages my experience over the last decade guiding and mentoring students, both university and pre-university students, towards spectacular successes in several hackathons and STEM champions. Innovation challenges, and so on and so forth. So I'll be just telling my playbook, and I'll also be talking about some tools that I use for mentoring, which will be of use to educators and mentors of students who are going for STEM challenges, competitions, and hackathons. So that's pretty much the agenda for today. As I mentioned, over the last decade, I've been very, very active, in guiding students, mentoring students at both the university level and the pre-university level towards a lot of success. In fact, my claim to fame is solely and singularly because of my students. We have had very, very spectacular successes in the university level, a lot of international competitions, more than 50 plus hackathons. We have been able to be on the top 5, top 3, top 10, and we even win a lot of hackathons. And notable among them was we were able to represent the uh, India in the national team, the national hackathon team, for an event called the Singapore India Hackathon, and we were felicitated by none other than the Honorable Prime Minister of India. He took a pic with all the National Hackathon team members in India. So that's the university side. With respect to the pre-university STEM mentoring journey, over the last decade, I've been part of a national program in India, a national mission called the Atal Innovation Mission, and it's a mission that promotes grassroots innovation in India, democratizing innovation, and this has resulted in over 10,000 plus tinkering labs across the length and breadth of India, and the numbers are whopping. More than 10 million students have benefited, and they've created more than 1.5 million projects. In fact, this was the thing that I showcased in the last STEM Summit in 2024. So I've been very active in this, addressing over 5,000 plus students, and more than 50 of my school children, the mentees, have been very, very successful in this national innovation challenges, which are like the marathon, the ATL marathon, the ATL Tinkerpreneur, and so on. The last edition of the ATL marathon had over 20,000 submissions. In a team, one submission is by a team of five, so more than 100,000 students were involved in this, and I was very active in mentoring this for this competitions. So that's pretty much my experience. And currently also we are actually working towards mentoring students for very international and national challenges. So I wanted to mention this August 12th, we did a mega tinkering day, and more than 9,500 schools participated. More than 473,000 students participated in a coordinated and synchronized mentoring activity, and that came in the Asia Book of Records. It's the maximum students that participated in tinkering activity in a day. And now we are moving towards a much bigger challenge. There is an event that we are now working on called the Viksit Bharat Buildathon. Viksit Bharat translates to Developed India Buildathon, and we have already had 300,000 plus registrants for this buildathon, and we are working towards taking it to its logical culmination, and hopefully even get a Guinness record in terms of the number of student participants. So that's pretty much my experience, and I'm just going to give my playbook, my experience in terms of the operational strategies, in terms of the best practices that I do, the tools that I use towards mentoring students, especially the pre-university students, towards hackathons and STEM challenges. So that's pretty much the agenda for today. Now, we have been seeing, in many geographies, especially underserved geographies, underrepresented geographies, students are not going that much for a STEM career. So I think when you are participating in STEM challenges, competitions, innovation challenges, hackathons, it's a great motivator and an inspiring thing for the school age children. And not only that, get inspired, and they also get inspired to pursue STEM careers. Rather, participation in these challenges puts them in a fast track towards pursuing STEM careers. That's pretty much the observation. And when you are in a STEM challenge, when you are in an innovation challenge, when you are in a hackathon, you get a chance, you get your hands dirty, you dive into the problem, you try to solve a problem, and you are unleashing your creativity, you are unleashing your innovation, and you're also unleashing all the vibes that you share in a team and unleashing your teamwork. So this is a beautiful, a wonderful way of being able to inspire and motivate children, school age children, towards STEM careers. And I think it holds very good, especially for underserved, underrepresented communities, and so on. In many continents, women, there is a big issue, women towards STEM. It's a major issue in many geographies, perhaps not in developed economies, but in emerging economies, Africa, underserved communities really need this push. And I think STEM competitions and hackathons are very, very advantageous towards that. And before I get into this, what is this STEM challenge, or what is a hackathon? Uh, you know, as I mentioned, a STEM competition, a hackathon puts you on the fast track, puts you on a trajectory towards building something new, building something innovative. And when you have to build something innovative, something cool, something awesome, you have to dive in. You have to get your hands dirty, and you have to completely unleash all the resources, the wherewithal that you have. You have to apply all the concepts, all the theory, all the knowledge, all the skill that you have developed over the years in your school education towards solving a problem. And that's exactly what a hackathon is. A hackathon is you are building a digital product. You are building a project, a digital product rather. It may be not a full-fledged product, maybe a prototype, but you're actually building something, a digital product. You're interfacing, you're having hardware, you're having software, you're having interfacing, you're networking, you're adding components. But the catch is that in a STEM competition or a hackathon, you're building this digital product in a very small amount of time, a very finite and limited amount of time. It could be, if you're in a, it's a 1 day competition, you probably have 6 or 8 hours to develop something. Many hackathons, now hackathons have become so popular. The STEM competitions, they want people to participate. They may go for 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. But generally speaking, STEM competitions and hackathons vary from 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, 24 hours, 36 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours. This is a general trend that we see in these kind of competitions and hackathons. But the catch is that you are building this digital product. You're leveraging all your knowledge, all your skill, all your talent, all your creativity, all your innovation, and building in a very short amount of time. And that's the beauty of the STEM challenge or the hackathon. Building something original, building something awesome in a very small amount of time. You're going through the entire life cycle of a product. You start with an idea, you develop the idea into a concept, you give wings to the concept, make it into a simple prototype, a model, and then you develop the prototype to make something very original, very beautiful, and very awesome, which solves a problem. So that's the beauty of a STEM challenge or a hackathon. This is something I wanted to say before I get into the playbook. Now, I have a very simple, commonsensical playbook. Let me tell you at the outset that this is not rocket science. This is very simple operational strategies that I have employed as a mentor for university and pre-university students towards spectacular successes. And it's just common sense. It's simple. There is nothing rocket science in this. First thing I, always do is form a good team. The first thing that you need to do when you are addressing a STEM challenge or an innovation challenge or a competition or a hackathon. Hackathons or competitions are never, ever a single boy or single girls or a single man's or single woman's game. It's a teamwork, and always it is teamwork. In fact, when you look at the definition of a team, the very definition of a team is that a team is a group of people with multiple talents and complementary skills. Now, I will want to highlight the word complementary skill. That is the most essential requirement of a team, right? Complementary skills. Now I'll give you a simple example. You're developing a competition. You have a STEM challenge to build a smart city. Now, we know what a smart city is: a city that is intelligent. To develop a smart city, what kind of people you need? You need an urban planner, a person who is able to design the city, who's able to design the city in such a way that it is enabled for all the technologies and the smart systems to take hold. You need an architect to design the buildings which can enable the smart technologies. You need an electronics engineer to code and install the IoT devices, the sensors and the actuators. You need a software engineer to program these devices to act intelligently. You need an algorithmic specialist who writes good algorithms to make these buildings and devices smart. So it needs multiple skills and multiple talents and complementary to each other. And that's the first step that you do when you form a team. Form a team not based on friendship or vibing. It is based on having a complementary skill that solves a problem. And my experience is that I even joke, TEAM, together everybody achieves more. That's one way to put across the team. Now, I always have observed that, when you normally in all competitions and challenges and innovation challenges and thing, they ask for a team name. And my experience as a mentor over the last decade has been, whenever you have a very catchy team name, it helps. That's my, my 2 cents. When you have a catchy team name that, that intrigues the judges, intrigues the evaluators, it always helps, right? So this is something, a tip that I will give. When you have form a team with complementary skills, multiple talents. You need multi-dimensional, multifaceted people with many skills, and they should complement each other. And always try to make give a very good, catchy team name for your team. That is a very important thing. And I don't need to tell you, team performance is paramount. Individual performances always take a back seat. That's always the case in any hackathon or any STEM challenge. So this is the step number one in my playbook. Second, you need to identify the correct or the right contest. Now, as a as a school going kid, obviously you have classes, you have laboratories, practical exams, socials, culturals, and stuff like that. It's not possible for you to kind of participate in so many events in a trimester or a semester. You have to be very choosy in choosing the contest. There are so many contests that are happening, dime a dozen rather. Schools may be organizing, governments may be organizing, federal government, state government, companies organize, uh, so on. So many challenges are there. You have to be very focused on choosing a challenge that matches with your team skill set. As I mentioned, smart city. Okay, I have a team with a person who's strong in algorithms, a person who's strong in sensors, actuators, IoT, a person who's got the domain knowledge in building a smart city. That's the kind of skill set you have. So you have to look for a contest, a competition, a challenge that uh, aligns with your skill set. That's a very, very important. And you're studying in school or college or university. You have to, you have to take care of your studies. You have to go to school, you have to go to college. You cannot, miss so many classes, right? No school or no college will allow that. So you have to be able to choose a contest, maybe one in a trimester or one in a semester, which suits your skill set. Maybe two. Some of my teams, I, very, very prolific. I allow them maybe 2 or 3 times in 6 months to go. And it's also a pain to get them, leave, because they're going to be missing classes when they go for these competitions. So choose the right contest, the correct contest that matches with their skills. That's the second step. And there are many websites that kind of advertise a lot of competition, STEM challenges, globally rather. I put some of them. Dare2compete.com, it's an international website. It lists a lot of university challenges. It also lists pre-university challenges. I believe there are many such websites that go on advertising the various contests that are happening. What is the schedule? When is it happening? How many rounds are there? Is there an online round? Is there an offline round? All that kind of stuff is there. But as a team, you form a team. I told you, form a good team, complementary skill set, multifaceted, multi-talented people. Give a very nice, catchy name for your team name. Then identify the right contest. Maybe pick up one or two in 6 months, or one in 3 months, maybe. And look into the various websites that go on advertising the contest. Select the contest that matches your skill and also matches your schedule in terms of the school year and stuff like that. This is a second step. Now, today, STEM challenges have become very, very popular. Hackathons have become very, very popular. Most of the hackathons, they get hundreds and hundreds of submissions, sometimes thousands of submissions. So, what most STEM challenges and hackathons do is that they will ask you to give a submit an abstract, a problem statement with an abstract and idea. Because They will ask you to submit this. They may get thousands and thousands of submissions, and from those thousands of submissions they may filter and take the top 100 for the file for the actual hackathon or the actual STEM challenge. Maybe in certain cases they may take a little more than 100 also, but generally that's what I have seen. 100 or 200 top teams in the STEM challenge, they will call to the hackathon physically. So since hackathons have become very, very popular, almost everybody has this online round where they ask you to submit an abstract, an idea. Now, here there are two types of challenges. In some challenges, they give you the information about the problem statement. The problem statement is given to you. This is the problem statement. Now you have to develop a solution for this problem statement. That is one type of STEM challenge. The second type of STEM challenge is they will only give you a broad theme. And from that broad theme, you have to narrow down and give a very crisp problem statement. These are the two types. Either way, you have to kind of write an abstract, give an idea, give a basic block diagram, give a basic block diagram, give a technology stack. When I say technology stack, what are the things that you are going to use, what technology you are going to use, what components you are going to use, what hardware, software you are going to use. So these are the two types. One is there is a clear problem statement given and you have to build a solution for that. When to build a solution, you have to give the basic block diagram, the basic architectural diagram, and then the technology stack, what kind of components are needed, what is the hardware, what is the network, if any, what is the software requirements, and so on and so forth. That is one type of hacking. Second type of STEM challenge or hackathon is they do not give you the problem statement. They will only give you a concept, a theme, smart city. And within the smart city theme, there will be sub themes: smart education, smart healthcare, smart building. Like that, they will give you 3 or 4 different types of sub themes. Now you have to make a problem statement for one of those sub themes. But when you are making this problem statement, it is very important that it should be very, very crisp. It should not be very lengthy. It should not be abstract. It should convey the idea in a very, very, powerful fashion. You know, all of us who use Twitter, now it's called X, you can't do anything beyond 280 characters, right? You have to do in 280 characters. So that should be the kind of idea or logic that you have to consider when you are making a problem statement. I'm giving you an example here to provide a solution towards minimizing the frequent navigation checks using mobile during bike or car ride. This is a very crisp problem statement, very precise, very concise, very professional, and not very lengthy. Very, very, it hits the nail. It hits the nail is hit perfect. Now, when you are giving this kind of problem statement, because the hackathon has not given a problem statement, they have only given a theme, you also need to justify why this problem statement is important. For that, you need to have references from journals or newspapers. So for this problem statement, an example would be, internet IEEE transactions on automotive electronics. This many some paper in that journal says that, okay, this many accidents are happening because of no lack of navigation checks in North America. This many people have so you have to give that justification. And the same process for the other type of hackathon also. You give the problem statement, you justify it with citations from newspapers, magazines, journals, and some supporting thing. And the same thing, give a basic block diagram, give the technology stack, what hardware you're going to use, what software you're going to use, and what are the components. So this is the third step that is there. Now, people say a picture speaks a million words. Please do not give a submission with so many slides. I would say that don't have more than 4 or 5 slides. I would say that's the best thing. You should imagine that these men judges will get hundreds of submissions. If you make a presentation with 100 slides, nobody's gonna read it. So make a very crisp presentation, 5 slides, fill it with all pictures, infographics, statistics. Maybe the first slide will be the problem statement, and what is the justification for the problem statement. The second slide should be the simple architectural diagram, the block diagram, what it is. The third slide will be the technology stack, what kind of hardware, software you're going to use. The fourth slide will be maybe an algorithm or a process or a method or a technology, something like that. The fifth slide should be the impact. That's it, period. 5 slides. That's how you should submit a proposal, an abstract, an idea for the STEM challenge. So let's go back. First, playbook. Step number 1, form a good team. Complementary skills. uh, have a nice team name. Identify the correct contest. Step number 2, look at various websites. Plan to attend 1 or 2 in 6 months or so. Look at the websites like HackerRank, daretocompete.com, which will list and advertise the types of different types of hackathons and STEM challenges that are happening, and select the right contest which matches your skill set. Then participate in the hackathon. Mostly all hackathons will have you to submit an idea. In some cases where they have already given you the problem statement, you have to give a solution. You have to give the basic block diagram, architectural diagram of the solution, and what is the technology stack, what hardware, software you're using, and what is the impact. Suppose the STEM challenge or hackathon does not give you a problem statement, then you define a very simple, crisp problem statement. Say smart travel or smart transportation. This problem statement is for a smart transportation problem statement to provide a solution towards minimizing the frequent navigation checks using mobile during bike and car ride. And you justify this problem statement with citations from magazines, journals, or newspapers. And then the same process, give the block diagram, the architectural diagram, the technology stack, the impact. Same process. This is step number 1, 2, and 3. Now you have been selected. I told you the online round is over. You have sent your problem statement. Hundreds and hundreds of problem statements have come. They have selected the top 100. They have told you to come for the STEM challenge, come for the hackathon. Now, please understand that there is a lot of things to be done. Now maybe they may inform you 10 days or 15 days or 20 days before that, you have to come for the STEM challenge, the hackathon. It is in this place. You have to book your travel, your tickets. If you're traveling by flights, or if you're traveling by train or whatever, you need to make your travel plans. If you are traveling abroad, you need to understand, you may be taking electronic components, you may be taking equipment to solve the problem. You have to check all the visa rules, the immigration rules, the various rules and regulations with respect to the import of these equipment. You need to get letters from your school saying that you are bringing the following equipment for the hackathon, for the STEM challenge. This is only for the purpose of this competition, and obviously you have an invitation to the competition. These are very, very important things that you don't need to do before you start going to the actual venue of the STEM challenge or the hackathon. Now, while you are doing all these things, it is very important that you get the schedule, the minute to minute schedule and agenda of the hackathon in advance. You have to get this in advance. You have to tell them, please share the schedule of the hackathon. Please share it with us, because you need to know what you're going to do exactly. See, if a hackathon is 24 hours, right? You can't be expecting to work in all 24 hours, right? You need to know exactly, right? if there is an inaugural ceremony, is there a mixing session, is there a social session, a cultural session. All these things are very very important, so you need to know all those things. Ask the organizers for an actual schedule of the program, and then plan exactly what you are going to do over there. So you have applied for the visa, you have booked your tickets, you have reached the you have taken the components, you have got letters which you show to the customs authorities that okay, I have this equipment, this is only meant for a competition. You reach the hackathon site, you go to the venue, and they have the schedule. You already know what is there. Now something that is very important is many students don't understand this. Many students who are extremely what is that, paranoid. Oh my god, I want to win the STEM competition, I'm not going to attend anything, I'm going to not sleep, I'm not going to eat, I'm going to not skip all the sessions that are there. That is, believe me, that will always be taken against you. Do not skip any part of the hackathon or the STEM challenge. There is an inaugural ceremony, there is a mixing session, there is a social session, there is a cultural session. It's very important that you attend everything. You skip it, sit in the room and work on your project, it is always taken against you. Now, believe me, I've
Prashant,
seen this. Yeah,
we've already, you know, there they only have 10 minutes
yeah,
for
yeah,
the
yeah.
next session. So
I'm
yeah,
almost done. Yeah, yeah,
yeah. Please make it really quick, like one
yeah,
minute or so. And they have some questions. I don't know if we can
yeah, yeah.
entertain
No, I'll do for another 3 4 minutes, and then I'll have questions. Is it fine?
them. No, because
Okay, okay,
we're
okay.
already 5 minutes late.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah.
problem.
Okay, okay.
So make
So
it quick.
that is what you have to do in this kind of situation, right? You have to attend all the events that are happening, do not miss any sessions that are happening. And one very important thing is when they are during these hackathons and STEM challenges, round the clock, the judges are actually evaluating. Many people think, in these STEM challenges, the judges comes, the mentors comes once in 3 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours. But that's not the case. In almost all the cases, you need to be attending. You need to be alert. The judges will come at any point of time during the STEM challenge, so you have to be alert at that time. Don't think that the judges will come every 3 hours or every 6 hours or every 9 hours and so on. Yes, they will come at that point of time. You have to be alert, but most of the time the judges for STEM challenges and hackathons, they are there on the site, and they will ask you questions informally and formally. So you should always be ready for this kind of thing. And when a judge comes, maybe after 6 hours or 3 hours, and ask you, you do a presentation, you make a demo, but be very very crisp, because the judge will select you based on these criteria: how unique your problem is, how complete the problem is, how useful it is it possible to take it to the next level, is your team having very good vibing and clarity, and how your problem is relevant to the hackathon team, and finally the business interest or the societal context. This is very important. If a company is conducting a STEM challenge, you have to do you they want you to do something that helps the company's products or services. If it is a societal thing, you're doing something for uh, healthcare, you're going to do something that perhaps will going to be changing the world. So this is what the judges will be looking at when you present. Now I told you hackathon may be 24 hours, but the judges may come every 6 hours or 8 hours, but 24 by 7 they will be at you. So you should be ready informally. Those sessions, those conversations, that are the most important in many of these things. This is a very important thing from my playbook. And finally they will call you for a power judging. A power judging is the final. From the 100 teams that are on site, they will select the top 10, do a power judging. Power judging is a different ball game. It's more of a power presentation where you have a very small amount of time. And I always tell my teams, only one person should present, all of you need not present. one person may present and the others can answer the questions. If somebody is talking about this technology, X will answer. If somebody is talking about this technology, Y will answer. So that is the kind, it is a pitch. Power judging your strategy should be more like a pitch rather than a very very focused technical presentation. Yes, you can maybe talk 2 minutes about the project, do a demo for 2 minutes, explain the architecture, and then pitch it to the judges that this is going to change the world. And some very important thing, be very honest. If you bluff, they will catch you. If you don't know something, say that I do not know. Use a sense of humor. One person only needs to present. The person should use humor, have a good presence of mind, and always at the end of your presentation, the power judging, thank the organizers and wish the best to all the teams. So this is the simple things that I use in my playbook. Since we are running out of time, I'll just give you the names of some tools that we use for helping my teams, like a fishbone diagram. This is a cause and effect diagram. You can Google this and find out. It's very self-explanatory. A fishbone diagram will help you to analyze problems. A mind map will help you to understand what is there in each stakeholder. If you are building an app for a mental health patient, you need to make a mind map of the mental health patient. You need to make a mind map of the doctor, of the nurse, of the person who's accompanying the patient, and so on. This will give a feel of what this person experiences, what he feels, what he thinks, what he hears, what is his frustration, what is his desire, and so on. Another tool that we use is a business model canvas. Once you have made a product, it's very good to use a business model product. You know what is your competitor, what is your product, what is unique about your product, who are the partners, what are the relationships, what distribution you need to do, and so on. So these are some of the tools that we can use: the fishbone diagram, the mind map, and the business model. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm so happy to be able to share my playbook that's been very very successful till date. Thanks to IEEE Try Engineering for this opportunity, for this exciting STEM Summit. Over